Welcome in to the TexAgs Rewind, brought to you by four-time Retailer of the Year Specs. I'm Reese Nygren, joined by Nick Savage. Nick, what was your favorite part of the show today?
The pre-recorded final countdown, because we just got to hang out and watch it.
I agree with that. I would say my favorite part of the show was the Go Hour with OB. He's always given some good insight, especially in front of this really awesome matchup tomorrow night. Here is the TexAgs Rewind.
When or if, I'm going to be a very happy person because I'm ready to end streaks. There was a couple streaks that ended last year. We need more streaks to end.
We need more streaks to end.
And we need to
start a streak.
We need to start a streak.
Yeah, go streaking.
When's the last time you went streaking?
Oh, I don't know, a couple days.
Yeah, down Northgate.
Man, I won't even streak into my bathroom.
No,
no.
Well, people think you have underwear on. There's Velcro everywhere.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's.
Did you ever streak?
I've gotten skinny dipping, but never streaked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, was that TMI? You got kids listening. Anyway.
You know, I was alive when it became a fad. I was like in the 7th grade.
Streaking was a fad in the 70s?
Yeah.
Really?
That's when it started.
I thought it started whenever, what movie was that? Old School?
No, it was way before that. So anyway, get the Aggies in a streak and start a streak in South Bend, Indiana.
We'll get into predictions later. This whole week I've been in the same place. I just don't know. People, I've had a couple people stop me. I've had a lot of kids sporting events in the area, and what do you really think? Guys, I tell you the truth on the show. What I really think is I don't know what I think. I don't know. Can they beat Notre Dame? Yes. Will they? I hope. What are the reasons I'm not 100% all in? Well, I'd like to see what they do against big plays. I'd like to if I knew that a little bit better. Mm-hmm. If I knew that this pass rush that we saw last week was able to be effective against Notre Dame, because last year they weren't effective against Notre Dame with this pretty much same offensive line. I got some unknowns. What I do know is I think Marcel gives you a better chance to win that game over Connor. Not to make this a Connor Marcel thing. I just think with his legs, it opens up something. I think the playmakers that A&M has at the wide receiver spot make them multidimensional. And I just think it's hard to win on the road at night.
It is. It is hard to win on the road at night, especially against a ranked opponent, as we know. I think your, I don't want to use the word ignorance because that has a negative connotation, but your apprehension. I think that's actually a good thing, because how many times have you seen A&M go on the road against a team and you're thinking, well, yeah, it's probably unlikely, but if they play this perfect game and they do this, and I don't think A&M has to play a perfect game to beat Notre Dame. I'm not sure A&M is not the most talented team in this game.
I personally don't know if there's that alpha team out there in college football. Maybe it is Ohio State. Maybe it's Georgia like usual, but it feels like it's setting up to be one of the most competitive years.
You know, I did it for 20-something years covering it, and it was pretty predictable. I mean, I walk around now, I've got a cheat sheet trying to remember who are the names, where did they go? These guys, we got receivers from North Carolina State, Mississippi State playing at Texas A&M now. So when I watched Ohio State play the other day, and their dominance on defense, their culture that they've established there, you have to have a culture in your locker room, it's hard to create a team atmosphere overnight. Belichick with those 70 new players on his roster. How in the world, you can't be a football team overnight. It takes time. It's magic. It's lightning in a bottle. You know, what Castellanos did at quarterback for Florida State, they go from the laughing stock to maybe they're a legitimate team. So this culture that we have, and how you have a head coach who can find overnight the way to make it important in that locker room and to create a team atmosphere. That's the key to college football. Everybody's got 4- and 5-star players. Not everybody, but a lot of people have good players. How do you create this team? I just don't know. I would right now say Ohio State is the team for me, but that's a long season. They've got to carry that, right? It's a long time and a big time conference.
Hey, Craig, let me put you on the spot right quick. And since you say you got Mustangs, Red Raiders, and Aggies in your house, which one of those people in your house is going to have the best chance of seeing their team get into the playoff this year?
Wow. I think the Aggies, because you're in the conference that's really hard, that's going to be the tough schedule that you've got coming up just in front of you, Auburn, and it's a gauntlet. That's a tough one. I think Texas Tech probably has a better chance than anyone because it's such an open. If Morton Barron's their quarterback can stay healthy, they've got playmakers. I think the Red Raiders might have a chance to really compete for the Big 12 championship.
Yeah, I think it's even compounded in this matchup, David, because Notre Dame's only played the one game. So it's kind of hard to evaluate them. It wasn't, of course, against Miami, as your audience knows, but, they looked solid. I think they're a legitimate team, no doubt, but I think their reputation is largely built on what they did last year. And this is a completely different Notre Dame team with a different defensive coordinator, and they're dead last in the country. I know they've only played one game, so I look at average tackles for loss per game. They've only had 2 tackles for loss, Notre Dame has. So that, again, not looking total. We're looking at average here. That's dead last in the country. So as long as Marcel Reed has time, and based on that statistic, I think he will, I think he'll have plenty of time with all the weapons he has to kind of pick apart this Notre Dame defense, which is under a new defensive coordinator. Their last defensive coordinator is now coaching in the NFL. So I think, my biggest concern for this is just how good is A&M's defense. I don't think they've been bad, but I think they've been inconsistent kind of through two games. So if they can limit Notre Dame, I think to under, 24 points, I think they're going to win this game.
Isn't this game a recipe of big game Mike, right? When you think of what Mike Elko's been able to do in his career, he dials up these games, right? He did it at Duke. He did it at A&M. He did it at Notre Dame and other stops. We're like, this is one of those games that's on national TV. You're like, see, this is what we've been talking about. This is what Mike Elko does. And I feel like this is a golden opportunity for that.
Yeah, no doubt. And, now the beautiful thing, they're going to have many more of those with the SEC slate they have. But, yeah, you're absolutely right. And just the connections he's got to Notre Dame. He's played him also at Duke. Just the history here is pretty interesting. And then obviously last season as well. So, given the upcoming slate, we all know how difficult it is to win on the road in the Southeastern Conference. Texas A&M knows that as well as anybody. That's why I think this game's so important with road trips. I believe, if I have this correct, Arkansas, LSU, Missouri, and Texas, of course. Now, Texas, I don't think has looked as good as people said they would. But I would say, though, the other 3 teams I just referenced, Arkansas, Missouri, and LSU, I think they've looked better than anticipated. So are you realistically going to go 3-1 in those road matchups? Probably not. So that's why I think this game is so big.
Speaking of pressure and backs against the wall and the game of no return, that's what Notre Dame is facing.
So I got to decide either. Because I'm picking A&M to win. I'm not going to pick us to lose. So
then you don't.
I'm just picking A&M.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is that supposed to mean? Well, I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm picking A&M to cover. Well, A&M cover and win. Sorry. They're going to do both at the same time. I guess I would have to. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, that's why I got confused too.
I don't do Vegas.
What's wrong with y'all?
I don't do Vegas.
Don't gamble for real life.
But you.
I don't know what I'm doing. Picking against the spread. I'm picking them to win. I'm doing all of it. All of the above. For multiple and various reasons. Injuries on their offensive line. Our receivers, unbelievable play this year. The fact that we haven't had to run the ball in the fourth quarter, I'm not afraid of that with our offensive line. I think our DBs are going to step up and cover whatever it is they're throwing at them, and I think that we can stop Price and the other guy, whatever his name, Love
would be the other.
Plus, when's the last time we lost a non-conference game against a ranked opponent?
Clemson 2019.
Well, there you go. Thank you.
What do you mean the last time we lost?
I felt like that was sarcasm or something.
Wait, on the road or just non-conference?
Like on the road, I was like, I don't know, last year.
Hey, they haven't lost a top 10 game. They haven't lost on the road against a top 10 team in a long time.
since
Out of
Clemson.
conference.
You should know
It was
this.
Clemson
You're Mr.
2019.
Stat over here.
Because they haven't
And then
played
before
one
that
since.
was like 2003.
Yeah, so it's been 6 years.
And then before that, it was 95.
Yeah, and before that it was 70.
95 in Colorado.
Okay, here's the deal.
Yeah.
Lost on the road to a top 10 team. Lost on the road to a top 10 non-conference team. Not really. You didn't play against Virginia Tech. You were gone by then.
I was gone.
It
yeah.
was A&M at Vatech,
Mhm.
Fran's first year.
Hmm.
It was
Fun.
the Colorado game that we referenced this morning with Coach Neuheim.
Yeah, we were robbed.
And it was, and that Clemson one. That's it.
That's all we played?
That's it since 1979.
Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and come back Monday for more TexAgs content.